Hey everybody, I hope you're all well. Welcome to this new episode of EGIL.TRADE, brought to you by Let's Talk Crypto podcast and proudly sponsored by cryptofish.com. I don't want to take too much of your time, but so much to say that we have an awesome trader that I am going to interview today. We had him on 8 months ago. His name is Jackie. He's from NIBIRU Trading Zone. He is very good at mentoring and coaching people psychologically how to trade in the zone, so to speak. And I've known him for quite a while. We share a lot of ideas, and he has a lot of great insights. I highly recommend listening to some of the gems that he drops. We're going to be discussing oil and Bitcoin, and we'll even touch on a little bit of SPYs and commodities. So without further ado, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Here is the interview with Jackie, recorded today.
Let's start.
And here we go. Hey, Jackie, welcome back to Let's Talk Crypto podcast. It's an absolute pleasure to have you back on again. How are you, my man?
Hi, Wes. Pleasure is mine. Yeah, I'm cool. Just trading, living, teaching people. I like it.
and just to remind us, where are you based?
One more
What
time.
country?
Where I'm based, Poland, Warsaw.
Poland. And how's the coronavirus pandemic going there?
I don't know. They say it is, but I just see people in masks, and obviously my life didn't change too much. I mean, living as a trader is like permanent social distancing, so it's kind of nothing changed. I just need to wear a mask whenever I go out. It's not really a bad thing here.
Yeah, I think traders are professional social distancers, eh?
Yes, we are trained for it. It's like Jedi.
You get paid to do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Sometimes not. Sometimes you must pay for it.
So
but that's a trader.
We had you on like 8 months ago. Can you believe it? Time has flown.
Yeah.
Surely a lot has happened since then. I don't want to go into too much detail of like introduction, your background, and all the rest of it. It's safe to say that you're a professional trader. You do this for a living, and what you've also done is you've built a business out of this. It's how you derive your main income stream. Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm living from trading. Literally, my living is based on trading. Everything most of my money I spend, it comes from trading. So, yeah.
Okay, so it's fair to say you're a professional trader.
I would actually call it professional liquidity provider, but yeah, I would say I'm full-time trader. That's the pros are like those who have a professional background. In my time, retail based, so I learned everything in the hard way.
Sure. I think it just comes down to semantics, or how one defines what professional means. Some people might say professional is you actually do it for a living. You do it and you get paid to do it. Yeah,
I can agree with it.
Yeah. So between over the last 8 months, what's changed? I know that you've grown your businesses and what you've been doing and helping a lot of people. A lot of people are very grateful for the help that you've been giving them. Can you give us a little bit of insight as to what's happened?
Mm-hmm. Everybody who is living from trading will tell you that it's actually a boring thing because most of the time you just spend watching the charts and taking no action. And as I heard that I'm good at it, that's what people said to me, that I thought I might just share what made me good in trading. It wasn't always like this. So I had some friends and some students too. When we spoke, I already was coaching some people in trading, more of the psychological part of it, because teaching somebody technical analysis is like it's a really wide topic, but there is a lot of good content on the internet and paid ones. But what for those people who came to me, they were excellent in technical analysis and they were still losing money. So I was wondering what made me actually a consistent trader and winning trader over time. So this is what I'm focusing my free time on, is like coaching and the private mentoring group people who already know technical analysis, who are committed to being a trader. Either it is like part-time or it is full-time, but they still lack the certain skills to pull the money out of the market. So they're brilliant analysts and they still tend to lose money.
So in other words,
I wonder what.
In other words, sorry to interrupt you, but so in other words, often they've got the right technical approach and perhaps they come up with good ideas on what to do. But then perhaps the execution and the other factors around that aren't in place.
Yeah, you called it right. The execution. The problem with trading is it is gambling because we don't know the future. So it is like going to a casino and placing bets on a price movement. And if somebody denies it, I mean, somebody should seek professional help because then he may be addicted. And it's highly addicting also. It has everything which gambling is made of. So trading is gambling and we don't know the future. And because we don't know the future, people tend to react emotionally about it. We like to live on our assumptions. We want to assume that everything will go well. If everything is going well, we will assume that everything will go bad if right now is bad. And we are emotionally bound to our own expectations about what the future will be. And actually Buddhists say that probably I may it may be a little different, but it comes that the source of all unhappiness in the world is made by people's assumptions. So it's like we assume that something will happen, and if it goes against us, we actually are suffering, and sometimes even physically. So there is a lot to talk about, like what is to be a trader, because this is what I try to get people to be a trader, not only analyze, not only be good at certain skills, but actually to be a trader, which involves daily routine. It involves certain self-observation skills, self-analytical skills, will of improvement, and a lot of routine, regime, and actually trading, because it can get emotional. And you probably already know, I know it from my own, that when I start trading, making emotional decisions, they're the worst decisions I could make. The best decisions will be logical. So it's really hard thing to switch people's minds who are emotional, good people, most of them probably. And we are emotional, we are not psychopaths, and market wants us to be psychopaths. So we somehow have to make us a psychopath in a certain way. So it doesn't mean I want to be totally an emotional, get rid of emotions. What I want to be in control of my own decision process. So if I know I'm getting emotional, I just stop trading. So this is the first thing actually we learn. It's like when to stop trading, and this is the best habit you can do. If you're not sure, if you are emotional, if you're sick or whatever, just stop trading. So this is the first thing we actually are working on. And believe me or not, but over trading is one of the biggest sins of the traders, as far as I observed. Yeah,
I couldn't agree more.
So this is what I'm actually right now doing, but because it costs, it is rather expensive, because my time which I could spend trading, it needs to somehow pay me for it. Mm-hmm. But what I'm doing right now, I'm putting everything I'm doing with my mentoring students, I'm putting in a form of the video course. So it is consisting and it's growing over time. It's like open-ended. So I'm putting parts of my videos, live-made videos with a group with real students to this course. I'm recording some of my own, and I'm trying to put everything about what I know and what I experience with my students, because it's really nice it's also developing myself. So I'm putting everything there, and I'm offering for a really lower price that the group mentoring is. And if somebody wants to like myself to be his coach, then he just needs to pay the price difference between the video and live mentoring. So this is like a thing I wanted to do. I'm also putting some content over internet when I remember to do it. So then I'm just throwing some videos. I also started like a questions and answers series on my YouTube channel. So people from Discord, my students and my friends are asking me some questions, and some of them I will answer like on video. So this is what I like, and I'm just doing it because I see a lot of potential in people I meet, like traders. I'm deep into a few trading communities, and they still struggle with something which stops them from making money, making them unhappy people. So they either they need some help in this way, and they come to me more or less often. But this is what I like. Actually, I like spending time with them, and this is really beautiful because you have a group experience. So you have multiple people, real issues, like real life issues, which you can address and work on. And every group is different, so it's never the same. It's never the same experience. It's never the same like routine going with them, because everybody has his own demons, and we're working on them together. And because it is a group, so everybody can actually react, so we can talk together about many things. It's not only myself, but if somebody has an idea, he can talk. And I actually found it really funny. One of my previous groups, when they finished the mentoring, because after mentoring, I'm still keeping contact with them. I still have their accounts available, so I can see what they are doing on their accounts, and I can call them, I can talk to them and correct. And we have like a meeting from time to time, like free of charge, just to talk about what changed with them and what's going on. So they started to meet together, like to discuss their own demons without me. So this is like really good movement, because they're joining their forces, they're honest with themselves, and this is one of the best things you can do, like being honest with yourself and other people when you're trading, especially when your failures come. So
I have to ask something there, though. I have to ask something.
Yeah, go on.
I mean, this sounds very, very time consuming. So have you had to scale back on your own trading to be able to fit in? I mean, basically you're mentoring a group of people and all their different emotions and demons and everything that comes along with it. It must be quite time consuming. And that's over and above just practical risk management and other stuff that you're teaching them along the way.
Yeah, I had to stop scalping, which I like. I mean, I come from FOREX. This is my background, so it's a land of scalping.
Yeah,
and I had to stop it. I moved to higher time frames, so it's less time consuming. Also, like meetings are like twice a week, 1.5 hours, so it's not like really a burden, but just looking at those accounts, finding the answers, preparing for the lessons, like it takes some time. And also those videos, it's like you have more time, so you're recording more, and I'm pushing myself to record more and more, because right now more people will be watching and more can benefit from them. There is a lot of, also on my YouTube, there is a lot of free content, so it's like I like to share.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, it can't be a bad thing. As you said, like the less time you spend in the market, or the better probably.
You know my approach. I mean, less you trade, the better.
Exactly.
Market is highly devastating over time. So if you're not the type of a personality who likes to just this emotion rush, and I actually found one tweet recently, like Trader Dante said, like, if you're making trading emotional fun, it's not for you. I mean, you should seek for help, because it is not to be emotional. So if you're making it like boredom trading and stuff, so for me it made me good, because I'm like keeping like 2 or 3 trades a week, and that's all I would do. With longer term, I just hold my positions like I do on the UK oil right now, and I'm just managing them. And because of my edge, I mean this management is really easy. And I'm spending some time also, like I recently freed more time than I wanted for my students, so I'm also learning option trading and stuff, like
Oh, good.
I try to improve myself. Yeah, I'll be an option trader soon,
That's great.
and I feel
I really
confident.
enjoy
Yeah.
options. I really, really, really enjoy options.
Yeah, they say they give you options.
Exactly,
Go on.
as Eric would say. So since you mentioned UK oil and that, let's just jump into something more specific. uh, what did you base that trade on? It sounds like that you're sitting in a position on UK oil. You know, if you don't
Yeah,
mind sharing, it's
I don't
interesting for
mind.
those who watch. What caused you to enter that trade, and what are you targeting? What are you
Okay,
hoping?
should I share my screen right now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's try that.
Okay, go on. Okay, I closed all my porn, so it should be fine.
Oh, that's all.
I'm just spending some time today watching the Berkshire Hathaway meeting.
Okay.
So it's like 5 hours video. So it's like
Did
every
you
time I
do you
just,
watch do you watch that? I mean, is that
yeah, I do. I
would you
do. I
take
mean,
trades based off that? I mean,
we're from different lands than Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett is an investor. I'm a trader. I'm speculating on the price. His value investing, and he's building like he told actually on this meeting, like a financial fortress bigger than Fed. So this is his goal. But actually, I value his like knowledge, and I read a lot of. Right now I'm actually reading second time the Intelligent Investor, which is by Graham's, but it was like introduced by
one
Warren.
second
It's
there,
like,
Jackie. Sorry to interrupt you. All my alarms are going off. Bitcoin's pumping, so I
yeah.
just switched that off.
Oh yeah, it's moving.
Sorry
Okay,
about that. Sorry about that. I don't
finally,
want to,
finally.
yeah, finally.
So I'll just maybe it will be easier for me to show more of the chart. Okay,
Go for it.
so I favor his point of view. He has a lot of investment knowledge, a lot of market knowledge,
Mhm.
and ignoring him is like, I mean, like closing your eyes and ears
Sure.
to wisdom. So I like to watch them from from time to time and contemplate about what he's saying. And this is actually his. They are actually buying. I didn't understand it properly. I need to re-watch it by a lot of shares in the oil. But it was not my decision. I mean, I'm the technical trader and I'm trading,
Yes.
making money on the price movement. So what made me bullish on oil? First of all, when everything is going down so rapidly and there is a lot of fear in the market, and I spoke with some friends on Discord and they were fearful to enter any position, this is the best opportunity. Like, this is the best moment for entering your position. You need to like counteract the majority, the less sophisticated traders. So this was like my first impulse. When it was falling, it formed this nice gap. This is UKO, this is CFDs, so they're like 24/7.
Yeah.
And this is what I'm trading. I'm not trading like regulated markets. I'm contracts for futures difference. And the thing was, let's go with technicals. First of all, we did like a nice bullish divergence. The price was diverging here and here from the. Okay, this is my target. Okay.
What are you on? This
So
24. You're on a one day time frame. Yep.
yeah, this is daily. I mean, I'm starting from daily. This is like I tell everybody, and this is like my routine. I always start from higher time frames in a perspective of the possible length of the trade. But if you go to weekly, you also have a bullish divergence here. Here you have stochastics cross to the upside and leaving the critical zone. You have my matrix, which shows us a rise in the volatility, and also all the oscillators are crossing to the upside. So I mean, for me, it's like a clear buy. And one more thing, this is like the macro, and we had this nice gap. And although I'm not a gap trader, but whenever they form such big on an asset like oil, they tend to be filled sooner or later. I mean, especially when it reverses. So it's like a potential target for my long. Right now, I'm just managing it over time. But basically, I was like looking at 4 hour and hourly. I know those are like lower time frames,
Yeah.
but when I want to time my entry, I will go to lower time frames with respect of the higher time frame one. So As you may already know, I'm using my own set of indicators, which I wrote and tuned. This is like all my everything I'm using for my trading. I'm just using those indicators. So my first long was actually here. I bought like 16.2 and I just had a target. I closed it somewhere here. It was like I was planning a bounce because after such a volatile price action and bullish divergence is forming and everything on the bottom, you just want at least a reactionary bounce, yeah, at least a retracement. So because I didn't catch on the short train, I just played a counter trade. But what made me like really solid about it is this is like the yellow line is the bottom of the market range for the current time frame, which is more or less confluent with the region of the 3 hour, not 4 hour actually, yeah, 3 hour. And on lower time frames it was already in place here at this level. If I move it here, probably we'll have it, we'll see the picture I saw. Yeah, so even on 15 minutes,
Sure.
which is extremely low, but it's like on traditionals, it's you can trade it really easy. So we had like we made a bottom here. We just marked the bottom here with a huge spike in volume. It looked like a panic sell. It looked like for me it is like the obvious picture. Yeah. So when we bounce, even if you didn't trade this first bounce, we had a drop, but it was like a like reaccumulation to me. I mean, you see the price goes down, but it doesn't go violently. The volume is not giving you a good signature. We also had a falling volume pattern on this formation. So it made me like, okay, I want to long here because I have confluence between multiple time frames, and it looked like it just wants to retest it. And I bought exactly like 19, and I'm still holding it. So this was like the technicals. I was just trying to get into a flow. And when I see something like oil was actually, I was when I heard about the May contracts, probably May contracts going below zero, it was for me like a signal that will be a good opportunity in the market. Especially that even the price of 16, if you go to really long-term chart, it is monthly. So the last like low was around November 98, and it was like $9.8. But it was dollars in 98, and I calculated the true like value. What would be the?
How did you do that?
What,
I mean,
I just found on the
that was a
internet
very
like the true
interesting comment. I mean, I've never I've never ever thought about that. Because I mean, we
you
are
know the inflation, the currencies losing value over time.
absolutely.
That's normal, yeah. And
Yeah.
dollar actually, I was just curious what was the actual like a fair value, not the price, but the value of the oil. And I had a comment because we didn't reach the all-time low, and it can go lower. Of course, it can. But I checked the value, and it's almost the difference. So this bottom here, it is like it was equal to this one. So this is how much the dollar actually lost in value over time. So $100 in 98 is worth like 160 or something right now. So it's like it's a really huge difference. So it was like a confirmation. It's not for making a trade decision, but just for pure brain fuck and just
Sure.
just to think about the market, just get in tune. So yeah, I mean, oil is for me it looked bullish, and I'm right now managing it with my indicators. And what I would love to do, yeah.
Sorry, at the same time, I mean, like you're all about risk management and planning your trades and getting, not just willy-nilly just entering a trade. So you obviously planned where you wanted to enter it, but what have you planned as your exit, and what is your sort of take profit? Are you going to leave some at the table? What are your sort of strategies?
No, I'm not taking out of the table because I believe in game of math, and taking profit partially is the saying is right the winners, cut the losers, and taking partial profits is cutting the winner. I mean, this is something which over time, when you play statistical edge, statistical game, can kick you in your ass, especially when you don't have good enough strike ratio. So I know some brilliant traders who have really horrible strike ratio, but they have so good risk to reward that they're actually gaining a lot of money because of them, and they're compensating all the losers, and they make a lot of money on top. But it is like when you take profit too early, it's like you're FOMOing out, you're getting emotional of your trade.
It's the opposite of
And
FOMO.
instead of taking profit too early, I mean, you could take the profit at the next support or resistance or whatever is your plan. But instead of it, I would rather manage the trade over this support and resistance and see what the price action does. So for me, like a clear rejection of a certain level would get me out of my position, instead of like I'll take some profit here and then the price tends to go in my favor. So my preferred, like using my indicators, I mean, this is the first resistance. You can see it's automatically plotted. Those lines are totally automatic. So based on the market structure. So this is my first resistance, which I will be really watching to what the price action does. But if it breaks it at least like 4 hour and it starts moving up, then we have a clear way to fill this gap. I mean, you can be really bullish, and also it won't be like on weekly. It still will be in the area of 21 EMA and all the. So it's still it can still remain like bearish, and I'll still make a lot of money on it.
Yeah,
so,
I mean that gap, what is it at? About 40, 47, 48? I can't see.
It's around 48. Yeah, it's 40. Yeah. No, I'm sorry. Just give me 4 hour and I'll turn on my drawings. I'm moving from my charts so fast, so you have to stop me sometimes. Yeah, it's around 48. I mean, this is the top, the lowest. It starts 45.3, but this is like an area I will be aiming to close my long. So this is like how I am thinking, and I'm also using like a confluence on the clear support here. So it can also wick up, and this is like a good confluent area for me. So right now I'm just moving with this short-term trend. On 4 hour, everything looks good. All the EMAs are shaping in a good shape. So we are above 200 EMA, SMA, 21 EMA, multiple crosses giving some fuel, another one 221 pending. So it's still a lot of juice to go up. It's in my opinion, and I'm not interested in taking any part of it right now, because it would be a loss of the opportunity.
Sure. Do you ever trade any of the equities on CFDs, Jackie?
Mostly indices. I'm rarely equities.
Forex is what you mainly.
Yeah.
I mean, I know that
I'm trading. So basically, what I'm trading Forex, like for scalping, because I'm not scalping too much recently.
Yeah.
I switched to commodities like oil. I'm trading gold. Those are like my main. And I'm also trading indices, mostly DAX instead of SPY, because I'm Polish, so it's European-based session, and its most liquidity will be in the European session.
Yeah.
Although they tend to move together, so it doesn't matter which one you're trading. I mean, it's more or less correlated. So yeah, recently, I mean, everybody knows the history of SPY, and this is DAX also. I don't have any major zones, but we still have some juice to go up. Let's go to SPY. SPY has a nicer picture. So we are at the resistance right now, like a resistance zone. I drawn this box like I drawn it, and when we dumped below it, so it was like March this year, and we still tend to respect it. If we break into this zone, and we seem to have a lot of power because of all of the EMAs, we are above 200 EMAs, so it's a powerful support here. I think so we can go a little higher. We can test like 3,100-ish area easily if we want to, but we first need to break this high around 29.60-ish. So it's like I'm not in any position on it. Only position I have is long on Bitcoin and long on UK oil right now. So this is what I'm holding.
You're long on Bitcoin right now? Can you pull up the Bitcoin chart and give us what your plan was around there, where you entered, or what you were looking at that caused you to enter, how you planned the trade, and how you're going to manage it?
I traded it by zones since we placed this local low, at least local.
On my screen, you've still got the S&P though, huh?
No, I do have
Ah, there we go.
BTC. I don't.
There we go. Bitcoin
Yeah,
come up, but there was just a
some
bit of
other.
lag. Just a bit of lag.
Yeah, so with BTC, it was like I was so bearish, short term. We had a nice bounce on a 21 EMA on daily, so I traded the 21 EMA twice. I traded it here and here. Like I didn't want to hold it for too long because we were just shaping a picture. And my first long on BTC, I did long like 60. Let me go to 4 hour. 4 hour will be a little more. So we had yeah, this was like my first long was somewhere here around 60 to 30. I did close it here at the resistance 74, and I re-entered actually my current trade, which I'm willing to hold a little longer. It was 70 50, something like this, 70 60, somewhere here.
Wow.
So this is like I saw it like it breaking to the upside. It looked more and more like a reaccumulation pattern here to me. If you look at it, we had some kind of a bottoming formation. We had a price going to the upside, and we had I hate diagonals, but let's use them only for plotting the shape. So we had some kind of a triangle formation, probably with a nice measured move. So I was looking at it. So it was like a first measured move and really confluent with my voodoo support and resistance line. So especially when we failed to dump here, I just was looking for a good entry with a manageable risk, and I'm using my indicators to manage my risk on this position. So I'm using 4 hour to just manage over those dots, which you can see. So whenever I have a dildo closing below them, I will be getting out of my position. Until then, I'm open long, and although I'm not bullish on Bitcoin yet, but we already almost touched like 78 right now when we're talking, probably what was 96, 56,
something like that, yeah.
So, but looking at the general structure, if we break this high here, it is daily. So if we break this 10,350, it shows a little more. So I have my rule. I will turn bullish on Bitcoin when I have a weekly close above 10,350. So this is I will turn full bull. Right now we are still we didn't make a higher high on macro yet, so it's no point of me turning bullish. We need to make a higher high. Then probably I will turn midterm bullish, and then we have 12. Let's call it 13. Yeah, it will be $13,000. It will be if we close weekly above it, I will turn permanent moon boy at least for a while.
You change your Discord name?
Yeah, I will be Jackie the Perma Moonber or whatever. I'm still bearish. I mean, this is a mentality I follow. I like discounts. I like buying things cheaper, and and it also resolves in my trading what I'm doing. I mean, being bear is not about shorting everything what you see. It's about trying to find a good the best price for entering. So the best entries I have are near the bottom. Yeah, I'm teaching people not to counter trade the trend, but I actually try to detect it as soon as possible, possible reversal, and enter as soon as possible.
Change in trend.
So yeah, with BTC right now we still didn't make any. I mean, it's looking good. It's a nice pump. What worries me right now, it's no actual retracements on weekly, which will come sooner or later, and they will be healthy for a price. And if we close above the level I said, I'll be bullish. I mean, right now it's I'm long, but I'm not really truly convinced. You're
long for now.
Convince me. Yeah, it is you have to trade a chart. I mean, whatever my bias is, whatever I think about the market, when I see the opportunity,
There's
even if
opportunity,
it's
you
long
want
or
to take.
short, I will just use it. Yeah, this is what I learned. I mean, you don't care about the direction of the price. You just care about it to move. Or if you're playing options, you want it not, you want it to stay in the same range probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is beautiful with the market. And I'm not trading my expectations. I still don't see a sense in Bitcoin like being a worldwide
Long-term,
currency.
yeah.
It has a commodity chart, and it is a commodity, a modern commodity, not tangible, but
Mm-hmm.
still a commodity. If you want to see a currency chart, here is the currency chart. It's ranging forever. So BTC, it's really, if you see a BTC chart, you would rather see like gold chart. You know, they're more or less the same. They're looking. So it's also, this is a commodity to me. I'm just trading a chart.
I got
And
you.
honestly, there can be found some good opportunities in the traditional markets, which will exceed the crypto right now.
Okay. Yeah. Look, I've always known that you've had a lot of reservations around Bitcoin being a currency, and you're more inclined to call it a commodity, not only from a chart perspective, but also I know that you have a bit of a problem with people going full Bitcoin's going to become a world currency, etc. It's a bit unrealistic in that. So I've always known that. You've always given a bit of pushback on that. So yeah, I respect that. There is a lot of Bitcoin.
I'm a trader. I'm not an investor.
Exactly. You haven't invested yourself emotionally into Bitcoin. You're a trader. You want volatility, or you want an imbalance in price that you can capture a profit off of. Yeah. You still there? Did I lose you? All right. Sorry, guys. We got cut off there. We're back on again. Only a couple of minutes left. Anyway, I think we've covered a lot. You've learned a lot about Jackie and how he's been mentoring people. He helps people to get the right trading mentality or psychology, to treat it as a serious serious career, and how to manage their emotions. And also, we've looked at a few charts, seen where Jackie's entered or exited trades, or what he thinks about them from a technical perspective. And as you've heard, he's not emotionally invested into these different assets.
No.
He trades it. He looks for imbalances, and he tries to capture that for profit. Jackie, if you have any closing remarks on that. But I will just say, guys, in the description below, I've got links to Jackie's program at NIBIRU Trading Zone. There's a couple courses that he's got there, including psychology. If you click on the link, you'll get 30% off, and it's money well spent. It's better than university education as far as I'm concerned. But Jackie, yeah, if you've got anything to say to end us off, go for it, man.
Bro, it was a pleasure talking to you. I wish we had more like this. And
Absolutely.
I mean, it was absolutely a pleasure being here and seeing you again. And I wish we can have some more chats in the future.
Of course, we will do. And we'll have deeper dives into some of the processes and charts in the future. Thanks a lot, my man. It's been wonderful.
Thank you.
Signing off.